Hey team, real quick, I'm updating these blue lines right here, which are the dynamic resistance. They are here on the daily chart. You can draw them the core points right there, and then also the core point of here. And the reason I did that is because this swing was higher, so I'm not sure if that line just wasn't calculated. Normally I had it right here. That's not correct. It's actually supposed to be right there. So when you draw those 2 points together, they should form this angle. And what that means is that price has a lot higher roof before it can come back down and hit down, okay? So because we're pushing right through this range, that's super good news, okay? Super good news. If we can close. Now remember, this is a daily chart. We do have 7 hours, 40 minutes left. If we hit up against this roof, we can. But when we're really close to this dynamic, it's more likely that price is going to hit that dynamic first if it's going to go down. The other thing is that as we're experiencing a markup, in times when there is a high what is it called? Consolidation times like these, it's a lot of times if the setup is good enough, which we had, you remember here, the setup right here, that's usually good enough, and price usually likes to blast through those areas without having to pay the toll. As I spoke about in my other videos, they'll pay the toll of those guys. So when price is trying to get past that, there's a lot of times when they'll just shoot up like in a straight line before these guys have a chance to react and take profits, because it gives them feelings of elation again. However, with that said, because of how close we are to this area up here, what I'm really expecting is, what I'm actually really expecting, man, where's that? Is this to actually be part of this range. Because if this is in here and price is at here, we're still within this range. But why are we making a beeline right now? Why didn't we just slowly battle that out? We didn't. So that's almost a clue that I think either price is going to come up, push into the wick area, and then rest on that line, and then we can go up to the next target, which is 1220, which is 12.51, and that's a very, very likely scenario to be played out. It depends on the speed of the chart. Right now we're pushing through, so we may actually hit that today. That's my hope, at least. Okay, but that's exactly what should happen. The other thing I need to warn you guys about, as we come up to the target, and I'm just letting you know because we're moving so quickly, as we come up to the target area, we may actually use that as the platform, okay? What I mean is we have this, so price can come up to here and then bounce off of there, but it loses momentum when it's bouncing off a cliff, because it's momentum this way rather than, than if the dynamic. It's not as powerful the sharper the angle. Like right now the angle is like that, so it just can lose a little bit momentum. We did have the same case, but here, remember when we were launching and I told everybody we wanted the bounce here, this angle was a lot more level than just say like that angle, because then we can continue down. So the sharper the angle, it's not so good. Also, because this is the very top of this range, this could be strong. Okay, this could be real strong, but we just need to see how price will play out. There's a couple things that can happen, and what I put out in the morning chart room. What I want to happen is, or actually in yesterday's video, as I really want price to bounce on there, and it may continue through there, and that could play out. But this is on a daily chart, so we could see that happen on a 4 hour, and it could take maybe a few days of the rest of the week. The other thing that could happen is that price could come up into this area, bounce on the wicks, and then hit there. But I did want to say one last thing. There's one more target that I have for just for the next few days. Where is it? Here it is. There was another fib match that's at the all-time high, and that's here. And I'm gonna draw that for you guys right there. So this fib match, the purple line, is exactly at the high when we hit here at $1.96. So there's just some things. Now I'm expecting big movements later in this month, some really big movements, guys. And I mean, I'm expecting some big movements due to external factors. I can tell you what my data says right now. My data shows $1.27, and then my data can also show that previous high, $1.96. We can show that, but what will actually price do? Week 33 is a very, very interesting week, my friends. Very, very interesting. Because there was a lot of intel on week 33. What is week 33? Well, I'm glad you asked. Thank you for asking. Week 33 is the 15th week of August. That's August 22nd. That's August 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20, 21, and culminating to, I would say, the 22nd, which may be overnight, which we expect London time. Can be some very big movement these weeks. So these weeks are morally about positioning yourself. This is also, and I'm going to get into my analysis later on about this a little bit deeper. But right now I wanted to give you guys the updates so you know what things I'm looking for as we move so quickly. So I should be posting another video later today, keeping you updated. But for now, I want you to watch my video from yesterday about what I'm expecting from this range. But in case we move up to these higher points here and even our target for today, I want you guys to just be aware of what really can happen, because price really reacts to these lines pretty well. I mean, look at this. We just came right here and immediately we touched it and pushed down. There's reasons, but how price behaves at these points is really going to determine the story. And so in my method of trading, in the sword method, if you guys are following and learning from me, I can't speak for everyone else's technical analysis, but I can speak for my type of technical analysis. And that is that I trade more based on price behavior rather than the price number. Because when price is set up, you can tell when price is not behaving correctly. And that's why personally, I don't use stops. And I've heard, if you're doing leverage trading, maybe you should. When I do leverage trading in the Forex, I do have some stops, but my stops are very far. They're like 200 pips away. So I shouldn't say I don't trade with stops. When I'm doing leverage trading, I do. But in my interviews that I've watched of the interviews of some of the top pros that I used to follow, a lot of them would explain often that it's better to just be right, and it's better to be good at understanding what price is doing rather than just trading stops, because stops there's a game. It's a game designed to make you lose, and if you have a price that is set up perfectly and you're like, oh, it's so good, and you place your stop right here as a trailing stop, don't think for 1 second they will not do something like drop the price and then spike it back up. You were right about your analysis of what going up, but you'll get stopped out every time. So there's a lot of times when you can do that, but if your analysis is good, or you understand what price is actually doing, it's really going to help you in the longer term run from losing just a fortune just in getting stopped out. And I know I don't really like to talk about this because this is not financial advice, but I see a lot of professionals that they have very far losses because they're mostly trading again with the trend, or they're trading a very, very solid analysis based on structure of price. So I'm not just trading to here because I'm not expecting price to just hit these and come back down like an intraday trade. No, the setup that we're on here was a major setup on the daily chart. And you can see it, we have this nice curve, and I've talked about this, and that's exactly what we see on that daily chart. and I really want you guys, if you're learning, I'm having some people ask me in the comment, how do we start trading? What do we do? How can I get into it? Well, I would recommend, if you're going to be watching my method of trading, maybe look at my videos. Watch some of my videos, because you're going to see price behaving correctly when we saw price hard closing against those lines here and touching after a nice time of curve, and then we start getting up like this. And then when you see price come up to the new territory, which is this range here, and then it comes back down and sits on the old high. Oh my gosh, guys, that's really, really good structure. I mean, we even sat down on the wick area here, this green line. Right on that right there too. I mean, this is really good, and this is on a daily chart. Each one of these candles is 1 day. Okay, so there's a lot of structure that we look for in trading that's just gonna help make for a better pattern. And then from there you can apply whatever technical analysis you use, but you need to understand what price is actually doing so you can react better. Now, it's harder with the day because the day is so long, so you're going to often be jumping to like an 8-hour or 4-hour. Now, these charts don't have 8-hour capabilities, but I know there are some platforms that do have them. But when you see price doing that, then you can decide better what you're going to be doing. You can look from there to maybe a 1 or 2-hour chart, and then we can decide what's going to happen from there. So this range here can really act like a support. And I would love for it to do that. Now that we're slowly pressing through, check that out, guys. Look at this. We're pressing through. If we can close above, and this is a 1-hour chart, so on a 1-hour chart, if we can close above, that may be a good sign. That may be a very good sign. We can, as I showed in my other video, we can either come here. We could have gone down there and turned, which we didn't. We blast right through, so that's good. That's good, number one. Number two, that one, which is okay. But the best case scenario is to come up here, close, and rest here. Okay? Because if we can rest, that means that price may get a chance to actually push through that. Okay? We want price to push through that. This is an important line. This is an important resistance line. And I'm actually going to turn it into a resistance color so you can see exactly what it should be. Let's make it red. And let's make it really thick so you can see that. This is an important line. Let's make this bigger so you can see what this is. $1.11 right now. We can get above there. Rest on top. Or if we can do that right here, then it's strength to go up. But if price doesn't stop to rest here or even here, then it may be running out of gas by the time we make it. Imagine you're pushing a marathon. You're running, but you're slowly getting tired because people are starting to take profits at their targets. So price starts weakening because they're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to lose all my profits again. So price has to find these resting points to accumulate more traders so that more traders can come on board. And that's why we like these nice curves, okay, as I talk about in some of my other video. If we don't get these resting points, then it's hard for prices to push through. It's not saying it's impossible, but you got to think about the magnitude of what you're doing. What is the magnitude of what we're doing? Well, we're fighting this giant in the room. Way up there, guys. All of that up here, is ready to fight. So it's just ready. All of these people who bought at the top, they're ready to get some kind of profits. And according to how trend lines work and the analysis of this is the psychological line that they want to recuperate their losses. So there's going to be a lot of supply that's going to enter the market, and that can drive prices down. But at the very least, I'm still really happy because as we push through this area, this area here, that's the danger zone. That means that this can now become the new support. So I would love for price to push through, come up, and then either bounce in there or anywhere really in this line, either on top or on the bottom. It doesn't really matter too much to me. I want price to bounce in that area, because then we can do that. Now, what can happen over the next couple of days too is, as we come to here, if we get trapped in this area, price can do this formation and then have a breakout. Okay, it's very possible. That's how this kind of thing forms, when price gets stopped out, and then it can break out. It can also break down, but you'll be able to see the analysis. We'll be able to draw it from there. But these are things that I'm watching out for, and things you can draw as you start doing your own analysis, because we still have to clear these areas. And look, you can see it again. Price is fighting. This line isn't this. It's not accurate. There we go. Price is fighting at 96.81. So look at that. See, look, price is coming right down to. I'm showing you guys live how price reacts to these lines that I'm drawing. So it's good if you can follow along at home. And anyway, I'll leave you guys with that. I look forward to seeing you guys later. And if you guys are really enjoying these charts, join me on Patreon. I am posting my charts there. It does require a donation of any kind. Nothing you see here is financial advice or trading advice of any kind. It's just for entertainment, comedic purposes only. Bear in mind, I do eat red crayons for breakfast. I do not eat them for lunch. And if you probably eat red crayons, you're probably crazy and you'll get a tummy ache. So just read between the lines per my YouTube type disclosures. Nothing I do is ever trading advice or financial advice. You guys can go on my Patreon, and you'll if you sign up to be a member, when I post my charts there, you're gonna get blasted about XRP and a few others that I follow. However, I wanted to make an announcement. Very soon, I'm going to be opening a new type of website. That's going to be it's going to be like a really good website. And you can I'm going to be creating an email list for people who are going to be signed up to receive an email blast of daily updates for XRP, and it's going to be absolutely free to get my XRP updates there, and you guys can join, and it's going to be really cool. I'm working on it right now. It's looking really good. I do need some more time to do that, but that way you guys can have a better way to connect with me. And then I'm also going to be doing diving into other cryptos more and more often. We're going to be posting them on the website. The other thing you can do is you can join me for free in our chart room and our chart room community, which I call it J-Song's Chart Room. And it is here. Where is the link? It'll be a link in the description of this video, but it's going to be like right here. And then on there, you're going to see me posting in there. And a lot of times people use that. We use that as the community room. And you can ask me questions. You can ask the group questions. We got a lot of people who are becoming very experienced. We have people who, are traders. We have people who are just, hodlers, we call them, or investing for the long haul. And then we get people from all walks of life, and then from all over the world. And if you're looking for a community of like-minded people, I would challenge you to make some friends. Join us on the chart room. I'm there pretty often, and I can answer some of your questions there as well live. And then a lot of times, if I'm not there, some of our group members, they're so used to some of the questions that I get asked that they can answer them pretty well too. And they can help you with a lot of number of things. You can click at the top where it says pinned and get my notifications to see my last 100 posts that I do in the chart room. I do post XRP and Bitcoin and a few others in there for free. So you can join us there. You will need the Telegram app. Again, if you just want my charts only, you can go to my Patreon and join there, or be looking forward to our new website where you're going to be able to see. I'm going to have a really good in-depth analysis and a blog about these kinds of things, and I look forward to doing many more cryptos, especially as time goes on. Right now, I'm in the chart room there, doing my best to get us to the other side, to get us through this time, because we know the crypto winter is coming. But there are going to be times we're going to be needing to take profit. Some people are going to be taking profit and then getting back in, and then taking profit at very high levels. So I look forward to all of that. And thank you very much for joining me this midday for this midday update. I may have another update later on going over the maps that I created. So yeah, join us in that. Join us on the Patreon. Join us on the Telegram. Because you'll get my daily updates for free. You won't have to wait for me to make a YouTube video and upload it. As soon as I create that chart, I'm posting that. So you're getting those right away. And so if you want my, like somebody was saying, hey, how does ETN look for right now? And so I did a chart for ETN for him, and I showed him what I wanted. I said we need to clear such and such area first. If we clear that area, and then we can be looking. Otherwise, if we don't clear it, it's not looking good for the day. But I drew that area so that they have access to that, and you can have that kind of access too. Because once I share it with one person, I'll post it on the Patreon site, so you can get a notification and just quickly see all of my charts that people are asking for, and you'll have them live. You won't have to wait 2 or 3 hours for me to make a YouTube video or me to collect enough maps and then I do a video. You'll have those accesses right away. So those are the kind of things you're going to see in the future in my blog, but right now you can have them just by being a Patreon member. So thank you guys so much for following me, and I hope you have a great day. I'm going to be seeing you in a later video. So we will be seeing you today. God bless you, and have a good day. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May He make you have a fantastic day. May He make His face to shine upon you, team. May He give you abounding grace, and may He lift up His countenance towards you. May the Lord give you peace. I bless you. And friends, thank you so much for joining me today in my chart video. Please don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, hit the like button. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.